long-form, open discussion podcast. Topics include sensitive issues such as sex, religion, politics, race, gender, death, BDSM, MFM, CFNM, MMF, MMFM, and healthcare. Do not try this at home.
Get your motherfucking ass up when I'm talking.
So hold on tight. The action starts now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
And here we go.
No, because book reading is for men. All right, so here we are. This is Repeat Offender Podcast, episode, what are we, 37, 36, one of those two? And this is the last episode recorded in Mi Cuarto Su Sexio, the house of sexy things going on. I'm leaving. I'm the fuck out of here. I'm going back to greener pastures, to the place I left to seek out my fortune. And unfortunately, all I found here was heartbreak and pasties and canned beer and camouflage, pink camouflage. There's nothing more reprehensible. Rusty trucks. Yeah. And people fucking worshiping the fact that they live on the 45th parallel. That's probably one of the most annoying things about northern Michigan, especially where I live. The 45th parallel goes through this town, right?
Okay, I guess, but what the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Nothing whatsoever. But these,
I'm saying it's not like it's fucking 1237 fucking AD and we're leaving England.
Dude, these yokels fucking love that. Everything up here is 45. The short-lived marijuana dispensary in this town was called Cloud 45. It's the taxi is called Taxi 45. It's like, dude, fuck off. Like, fuck off.
Now,
nobody cares.
What does that have to do with that? What does that have to do with anything? Did something important happen on the 45th?
No, the 45th
07,
parallel, the 45th parallel, like with the lines of latitude and longitude, runs through here. An imaginary line runs through this fucking.
Why that is important to anybody?
Because they love it. That's how they acknowledge where we are.
Yeah, I guess if you have no identity, you crave it and cling to any.
You gotta take that. You gotta take that 45, son. So
I think that's what they're telling them. Take a 45 to their head.
That's what I always think. Cloud 45, Taxi 45. How about 45 ACP in your fucking mouth? Damn. All right. So I am one day away from packing my family the fuck up like the reverse Clampets and moving to Beverly. Granny on the wagon, Jethro driving. The fuck out of here. And it's been a good run.
I should go to California too. I see it in the movies. They say that's where your dreams come true.
Well, it's that saying, "Go west, young man, go west," from, I guess, the 1800s.
I don't know.
I'm gonna educate
I haven't heard
you.
Too much good news. I haven't heard too much good news about California in the recent years, man. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. So I've been dealing with this a lot, and especially being from such a very cultured and varied area of where I am right now. So people have this view, this image of California, and unfortunately, and this is terrible. And since I've been out of Facebook jail, I've been trying to go this way. If you've noticed, where I don't care about politics anymore. It is literally a waste of energy. It is a waste of energy to bitch about that stuff, to try to butt heads. Nobody is changing anybody's mind because nobody wants to listen. Nobody cares. Whatever. And so there's this viewpoint of California that it's literally just a transgender woman running around pissing on kids in a Target bathroom while Mexicans rape and rob everything.
Yeah.
And a guy that looks like a perverted Matthew McConaughey steals your money and gives it to immigrants. So, you know,
You're telling me that it's not that?
No, it's that, but it's also
Okay.
70 and sunny year round.
Yeah, it is. I guess. I assume.
Because here's the thing. I know one guy that lives in a state that purposely lives in a state based on its politics. And he lives in New Hampshire. Shout out to New Hampshire, where the motto is live free or die.
Yeah, but is there politics actually portraying that? Because I haven't heard a lot about New Hampshire and like.
Well, so from what he tells me is like the town they live in, everybody goes to when they make decisions and institute local ordinances. They go to a town meeting and everybody's involved. You know what I mean? And I don't think there's I'm not.
You kind of cult like.
Yeah, and I don't think there's an income tax in New Hampshire.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing too. Florida doesn't have income tax either.
Well, that's why our president is moving there.
Yeah.
That's why he changed his residency, because if he is indeed paying taxes, which I think he's paying taxes in the same way immigrants pay taxes, not federally, but he's paying them because, you know, you buy a suit, you pay sales tax on that.
Yeah. Tax.
So yeah, so I know one guy that moved to a state. I don't know if that's why he moved to a state. It might have been for a job thing, and then he's like, "Oh, hey, it fucking happens. It happens to have a low tax base here." I'm a malcontent. I admit that. I'm not going to pretend for one fucking second that I'm one of those people that I will stomp my feet and say, I am so completely satisfied with everything I do, everywhere I go, the people I deal with, the food I eat, the times I masturbate, because I'm not. And I accept that. But when I step back and I looked into perspective about what I did or why I came here, and now it's not here. And the reasoning in my head before I left was that I would have never come back to Northern Michigan unless it was for a weed job. And so by that logic, the weed job is gone.
Yeah.
And therefore, there's no reason to be here.
I mean, yes, no. I mean, sometimes just, you know, you got to make a stand somewhere. I mean, sooner or later, you got to draw a fucking line in the sand and say, you know, I'm going to turn shit up regardless, you know what I mean? Or you can just accept defeat and fall down and fucking drink canned beer and ride in a rusty truck, huh?
And that's pretty much what that is. And another thing, too, what we were talking about before we record is that I take on a lot of emotional guilt about things and decisions I made in my life. And so, you know, when I put it into perspective, you can look at me and you can say, this guy's not satisfied. This guy's just going to bitch and whine about everything, and he's just going to fucking go through job through job through job. And that's fine, and that's in fact what I am. I'm one of those people.
Accurate. Yeah.
But depending on what side you're standing, you either see a 6 or I see a 9.
Yeah, so we had a conversation here at the house the other day, something similar, not really at all similar, but, you know, historically, if you look back and you look at how fucked up people are in America, you know, I just wonder if people felt guilty and people had all these emotional fucking problems back when we were more tribal and hunters and gatherers and stuff, and we spent most of our time trying to survive and actually, you know, stay alive versus, you know, bitch about the air condition, bitch about how long it takes to get to the store, traffic, you know, the amount of money they make and so forth, you know, and mental breakdowns and suicides and all this stuff. It seems like that with the comforts of life, we've opened ourselves up to an inability to cope to the luxuries that we have, and therefore we've created a bunch of like negative self-image. So now we worry about things that are not even fucking important. Like you look at all these bitches getting plastic surgery. You look at all these motherfuckers. They gather and they complain. Like I watched the thing on Netflix. These fucking kids that started that sunshine movement, and you know, to influence the politicians on the left and push them further and further left and stuff like that. And it's like these motherfuckers were sitting around using coffee makers and iPhones and laptops and, you know, driving to these fucking conventions and shit. So what I'm saying is that they didn't even understand the full implications of their actions versus what they were saying. which makes me think, you know, that if we were still worried about gathering berries, nuts, and killing fucking animals, you know, would all this shit be an issue?
I think that's just a weird way of saying Epstein didn't kill himself.
Yeah, he didn't. I don't believe he did. He was murdered. That motherfucker was killed. He was off. You get what I'm saying, though? It's like now we got, even though our days are full of bullshit, right? Everything's a fucking mental illness. Everything's a regret. Everything's XYZ. But when niggas was running around with spears and loincloths and shit and riding fucking wild boars and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers wasn't depressed and committing suicide. Niggas was like, I'm gonna kill you for your berries.
Yeah, but I don't think that was a very fun way to live either.
Why? Why wouldn't it be?
Because I don't think they had the concept of fun, enjoyment, or emotion.
How you know? What do you know? Them niggas was swimming in waterfalls and shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Riding through, and niggas like my elephant.
I could go swim in a waterfall now.
Bitches come with me. I'm just saying, like, yeah. I don't know. Niggas weren't worried about property taxes. They like, fuck you. I'm taking over your village.
Yeah, they also had disease, death, getting killed by a wild boar that they're riding.
Yeah, but they wasn't pumped full of fucking Prozac and Adderall.
Have you ever been on Prozac?
Fuck no.
It's amazing. I mean, I've never been on it, but according to the Wikipedia, it's amazing. Side effects include headache, nausea, dry skin,
Prostate enlargement.
all that shit you don't want. But hey, look at they're chasing butterflies in a field.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, you know what I'm saying? Like, we consume ourselves now with all the wrong things. You know, like you was talking about feeling guilty. We shouldn't really feel guilty, man. Like, I believe in creation, but I don't believe that everything that I want to do and everything that I feel is going to send me to hell. I don't believe that. You know what I mean? I have no need to walk around feeling fucking guilty all the time. Do I feel bad sometimes? Do I have empathy? And yes, absolutely 100%. I'm in touch with my emotions. I'm an emotional dude. But at the same time, you know what I mean? You know, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Get with the program or get the fuck on. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, my malcontentness is pretty simple. This next job, whatever it happens to be that I take, would be my 59th job that I've ever had since I was 14 years old. And that's
own
50.
That own that shit.
Well,
Don't
I
say
do.
it like
I
a
do
shot
because
bag.
one
Just
day,
own it, nigga. It'll be like, fuck you, nigga. You done one thing, nigga. You stayed in one place. You've seen one fucking experience in life, and I've been all over the motherfucking country, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nigga,
that's the thing
clean.
is,
my car's
what
got air conditioning.
what
You know what
terrifies
I'm saying?
me-
My kids are mine, you know?
what terrifies me is not understanding how somebody can be in the same job for 20 years. And a lot of my peers, like people I graduated with that I talk to and I know, they're in their like 16th or 17th year of doing the same thing what they were doing.
Yeah,
And there's a lot of benefits and there's a lot of downfalls that come with that. All I'm saying is there's got to be more. There's got to be more than just going to work, not creating anything, hoping you're going to get that trophy or the award, you know, at some banquet one day at work. You know, so you take retired people, right? And you got fucking old people, and old people are God's reminder to everybody that you're going to die soon. And you got old people that are like, well, I'm not going to retire because what am I going to do with myself? And then there's that thing of like, that's why old people die, because they retire, then they have nothing to do. Whereas if you look at me, if I didn't have to go to work, like if money was not an object, and I didn't have to go to work or a predetermined amount of time somewhere I did not want to be because I had to keep my phone on, I could very easily live my entire life without having to worry about that. Outside of a hobby, I could just live my life, live my goddamn life. And I think the only thing that stops me from doing that is the fact that I'm like, well, I gotta get up and I gotta put my boots on and I gotta drive to work. And then I gotta do something that produces income. And I'm tired and I gotta come home. Like, I'm gonna find the dude that took the 45, and I'm gonna borrow it from him if that's the way it's got to be.
I mean, it don't really got to be that way, man, because you could get out here and bust a couple moves, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to do, man, and how big you want to do it and how fast you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? You can be like these motherfuckers that work at Ford for 40 fucking years, but their pension disappeared for some reason because they took a strike at the same time he was supposed to retire. I don't know what the fucking reason is, right? They filed for bankruptcy, some dumb shit. Jobs move overseas, whatever. And then you realize you don't even like your wife, you don't like your house, you don't like your friends. The only thing you have left is the fucking Moose Lodge to go get drunk at. You know what I'm saying? Or you go out here and lay some shit down. I mean, I don't give a fuck what you do, nigga. You know, go stick up a grocery store. Whatever it is that you want to do with your life, go do it. You know what I'm saying? But we like to put ourselves in boxes. We like to be husbands, fathers, you know, upstanding members of society, you know. But for what? To stay a drone and a slave for the rest of your life when you got people like Donald Trump, the rich dad, poor dad, Robert Kiyosaki, whatever the fuck his name is. All these niggas, man, they got good credit, so they borrow.
You're gonna act like you ain't got that book.
Listen, I got that book. I read that shit, and these niggas, they borrow other people's money, and then they buy shit, and then they flip it up. You know what I'm saying? So all the money is debt. It's not even their money, and that's why I think like the nigga Trump and all of them don't want people to see the taxes, and not just because of the tax breaks, because of the depreciation and the offsets and stuff, but it's like because all the money is somebody else's money. So, but they own it. You know what I mean? And then if it fails, it doesn't matter because they don't lose any money. You know, whoever put the money up loses it. You know. So that's kind of what separates like poor people. Poor people, when they buy tires, they have to buy tires that wipes out a whole, you know, month of check or whatever of their expendable, disposable income. Rich niggas don't give a fuck, you know what I'm saying? Because they wiping a corporate card, you know what I'm saying?
Well, here's the thing. We're getting into the swampy parts of money versus satisfaction. Now, so I like doing this. I like podcasting. I would love to do this all day long. Right, create promos,
I
make
do this all day, but I just want to smoke weed and do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and that's what I tell people too. Like I will. So I hate driving a truck. I have a CDL. That's my skill. I'll go work at fucking Costco if I can avoid having to piss in a cup.
Yeah, niggas don't want to piss in cups, man. Niggas want to motherfucking just be like, I would probably be so motherfucking like in tune with the world if I could just get up in the morning and hit a bowl, nigga, drink my coffee, and light me a J. You know what I'm saying? Just do me. You know what I mean?
So here's what I'm saying. So we're 37 episodes deep into this motherfucker. You know, I'm trying to find ways to expand it. I'm trying to figure out the marketing to it. It is not an easy task. And there's a lot of comparisons I try not to make that kind of drag me down because comparison is the fucking thief of joy, right? So I want to do the Repeated Fun podcast full time. And when you tell people, they're like, well, what do you want to do if you don't want to drive a truck and go punch somebody's clock? And then you turn around at 38 years old and you're like, I want a fucking podcast, get paid for it. And they're like, yeah, but what are you going to do until that launches? Right? Which is a good way of saying, like, what you want to do isn't fucking real.
Yeah, because a lot of people, man, like, I think a lot of people's, like, overbearing, emasculating mothers crushed their fucking dreams early on because they were fucking, you know, half alcoholic, miserable cunts. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just saying, like, they were dream crushers, so people didn't realize that, you know, they could grab a hold of whatever it is they wanted to be and become that, but people don't really know who they are, so if they don't know who they are, how can they dream? And if they can't dream, then how can they accomplish? So they have to let someone else make the decisions in their life for them. So when you tell them that you're doing something that no one else is making the decisions for, to them it sounds fucking alien. You know what I mean? You sound like batshit fucking crazy.
Well, then so my plan. Well, I'm not going to call it a plan. The idea in my head is going back out into the opportunity that is presented to us in California. I'm going to get back into stand-up because I like making people laugh. I'm good at it, and that's how I get pussy. Actually, here, I'm glad I thought about this, and I wanted to talk to you about it. So,
Talk to me, buddy.
Here we go. So I'm on Instagram. I'm checking out Instagram.
Yeah.
And you get suggestions for things that you regularly search and watch, right?
Yeah.
And so a lot of what I see is either fried chicken or stand-up comedy.
Damn. So you're black.
No, it's just I follow all these fucking chicken restaurants, and all of a sudden, like, there's just pictures of fried chicken, and that makes me happy. But anyways,
I think you're black.
Only from the waist up. So I have this great joke, but it's one of those obvious jokes. It's not deep. It's not cerebral. You know what I mean? But I came up with it because it's the absolute truth in my life. And I'll tell you the joke. It's I don't like to go to strip clubs, mainly because my sister used to be a stripper. So why would I pay all that money when I can see that shit for free on Thanksgiving? Which is a great joke, especially the way I tell it. You throw it in there, right? Because my sister used to be a stripper.
Yeah.
But it's an obvious joke. Like I said, it didn't take a team of fucking writers to think of something like that.
No.
So I'm online,
Yeah.
and there's this guy that kind of reminds me of you, size, shape, and he has a southern accent. And he's in San Diego, which presents this conundrum. And sure as fucking God is my witness, he did the same joke. But mine's 100% worded better. His is,
Yeah.
I've never been to a strip club because my sister's a stripper. Well, I could see that stuff at home for free.
Yeah.
Right? Mine's clearly worded better. And just to be sure, I went back in my Twitter feed and I posted that joke on like June 29th, right? So there's proof. There's fucking proof that I've had this in my repertoire for a minute or so. So I'm going to go back out to San Diego. I'm going to have to start all over again. I'm going to have to like hit the open mics. I'm going to have to like go hat in hand. A guy I used to do stand up with owns a comedy club now in San Diego.
Oh.
Right? Owns a fucking comedy club.
Yeah.
And this would be like my umpteenth fucking time trying to launch a stand-up comedy career. So this is my fucking 50 Cent moment. This is my get rich or die trying. Go, shorty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what am I supposed to do when there's your doppelganger out there telling my joke not as good as I tell it in the same city? But here's the thing. This guy, I can't, his Anthony Davis or something. Shout out to him. He's actually funny. He won like the San Diego best like of 19 or 2019.
Yeah.
I want to keep that joke in my repertoire. But if I go on stage somewhere in San Diego and do it, somebody's going to be like, "Hey, yo, Anthony, that guy took the joke from you."
Yeah.
And I'm not much of a fighter. You know what I mean? But if it comes down to it, I'll fucking scratch the shit out of somebody.
This nigga here. I don't know. I just piss in the nigga's face.
Mine is clearly worded better.
You know.
Mine is
Fuck that.
clearly worded better.
I guess you're around white people and shit. You know what I'm saying? And white people are definitely worried about the word structure and grouping and punctuation and all that awesome shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I know it's not as clever as women be shopping.
I don't know. I just be like, yo, bitches are stupid.
Good stuff.
I just be chilling though, man. I don't know. I might have to go west too, man. I might have to go up there to the oil field.
And here's the thing: I even sold some weed before to drum up some cash to go out.
Man, you're a hustler.
Here, this is the point I was making. So,
chicken, strip clubs, motherfucking selling drugs, man. You just stare at
yeah, I got a bad credit score. I might as well be black. So, we got 37 episodes. I don't stop. I haven't given up and just settled. Yeah. I found connects. I slang some weed. I made some people happy. I kind of built a small life here, even though we're giving it up. Yeah. I'm going back out to San Diego, to a bigger city. I'm one of the only stupid assholes in the world that can't make it in a small town. And I'm going back to bigger and better things, but I'm going to get back into stand-up. I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep building, you know. And this isn't like that, it's not like a rapper. I'm not like Young Thug, where in 2014, I'm like, yo, blah, I'm going to launch this album. And then I get on SoundCloud, and then somebody likes my fucking Hoes and Thangs fucking song. This is a slow build for me that I'm putting under my belt. That's why I stopped focusing on politics. That's why I stopped arguing those points, because it's like, I can't change those things. Like, I would rather do something, make a joke to make somebody look ridiculous than try to fucking prove them wrong politically. You know what I mean? So in a way, I am black.
Yeah, I think you just wrongly identified. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I think
like the average black story to me.
I'm a black guy. I'm a black woman. I'm a
I
beautiful
think
black
you're gonna
woman.
have to understand that, man. You just gonna have to understand that, embrace that, and run with it. You speak more proper, like you went to a charter school.
I'm a beautiful black woman in the shower, and a man comes in, and he slowly undresses. I can't go back. I won't go back.
Ain't a lot of money to be made, man. I just, I think I need to quit being responsible, you know what I'm saying? And, like, go make the moves that need to be done, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, niggas is out here motherfucking trying to be good citizens and shit, you know what I'm saying? And you look at all these wealthy-ass motherfuckers in the world, man, they out there making moves, big moves, you know what I'm saying? And they ain't worried about it. They ain't, feeling guilty and living a life full of regrets. Them niggas is setting up generational money with trust and fucking charities and motherfucking, big motherfucking shell companies and other fucking islands and shit. I don't know what the fuck they doing, nigga, but they doing something different than we doing.
What page of Rich Dad Poor Dad is that on?
Nigga, I had to hit Google Translate, nigga, and put that bitch in the Ebonics. You heard me?
Yeah, there it is. Now, when you diversify with your funds and you put it into investment properties, and then it comes down to Google's like, yo, you gotta make some moves, son.
You gotta make some moves, nigga. You know all that?
Could you imagine going into a bank?
You
You go into a bank trying to get a business loan, like, what? Okay, sir, what are you trying to do? Yo, I'm trying to make some moves, son. Like, okay, all right, well, you're approved.
Yeah.
And here's the thing.
Man, I just be chilling though. You know
I'll
Go ahead.
I'll admit this, because you got to be active on social media. It's an algorithm on all platforms, whether it's Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. You got to be involved. You got to post stuff every day. You got to keep going at that. And by being on social media, you're gonna get inundated with, see Magic Johnson's 300-foot yacht. See P. Diddy fucking out there living the life. See these guys flashing their stacks. You see fucking, podcasts that are doing worldwide tours. And it's unavoidable to see that stuff. And I think what that's doing is it's giving us, and I can't say unrealistic because it's very realistic to do these things, but it's like in my case, at least in my case, I see that, and it doesn't make me jealous. It makes me sad because it's like, what am I doing wrong to not get there? I'm not jealous of anybody.
I don't know, man. I ain't hating on nobody getting their money. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I like to relieve them of some of their money, but that is what it is. But, man, I think the only thing I really be doing wrong is be trying to be, like a good husband and daddy and like, upstanding member of society. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga been trying to punch the time clock and, do all that normal shit. But there ain't no time to really make the moves that need to be made when you obligated to be somewhere else for peanuts. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why get handed peanuts when a nigga can own the peanut farm? You know what I mean?
Well, and it's getting to the point where it's like I go to a job interview and they're sitting there and they're fucking like, well, do you have any questions in my head? Like, no, motherfucker, this is like the 100th time I've done this. Like, you're not offering me. Yeah. Oh yeah, because I've done it tons of times.
Usually, like 10 words in, I start interviewing them a lot of times.
I don't think there's too many things worse in this fucking world than sitting at a job interview for a job you have no intention of staying at.
Yeah, these motherfuckers act like it's the greatest thing since motherfucking cornbread. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, nigga, you a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even see you. I don't like you. You have nothing to really motherfucking offer me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just motherfucking passing time until this next thing open up. You know what I mean? But they want motherfucking subordinates. And that's why a lot of niggas get paid $12 an hour. And that's why another nigga gets paid 28, 30, 40, 50, whatever the fucking is. And that's why some niggas own the company. But you can't make the rules if you don't own the company. You feel me?
I mean, or you could just ignore the rules and go on.
I guess. I mean, you could probably motherfucking get you like a bank teller girlfriend and get her to fucking smuggle you all the money home. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't cheat on my wife, so that would never be an option for me.
Or you just got to go through, dude, and you got to find a way to run a scam within that system.
You probably just got to let a lot of niggas suck your dick. You know what I'm saying? You need to find some old white niggas, you know what I'm saying, and let them suck your dick.
Okay, here, I'm glad you brought this point up because I wanted to make this.
The real reason for going to California.
The whole reason for going to California is what I'm about to say.
Go.
Harvey Weinstein. Okay, I think we've talked about this before.
Did he touch you?
No, but if okay, say I was in a room with Harvey Weinstein and he had something I wanted. If he was like the head of a podcast network. Yeah. And he's like, Sean, we like your podcast. We want to work with you. We just there's just a couple things we got to go over first. I'm like, oh, really, Harvey? What's that? And he's like, close the door. All right. So I get up, I sashay over to the door a little bit. I close the door, sly smile, turn, give him the drop shoulder spin stare, lock the door. He's like, Sean, you're relatively new to this industry, and I can tell that. And in no way is he being forceful. What he's doing is he's explaining the real reality to me. Yeah. That he's saying that it's not so much talent, it's not so much hard work, it's not so much that you're better than anyone. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of times it's you just happen to be in the right place at the right time. Yeah. And that right place happens to be on your hands and knees with his fat, stubby, Jewish, uncircumcised dick in your mouth. Damn. Right? In no way is he forcing me to do this. He's not like you're going to do this or you're not leaving.
All right, so he's giving you an opportunity. Time clock. He's telling you can push the time clock it forward for 40 years, okay, and have 102 jobs in your life. Or if you want to take the opportunity that's before you, you can suck this stubby, uncircumcised penis.
I locked the door.
Yes, you locked the door.
Because I just don't need to be explaining this, right? Yeah. And so he's like, look, we'll sign you. We'll get you full producing credit. We'll get you up there. We'll market you. We'll get you nationwide. We'll get you a book tour. And then I'm just sitting there and I got that. I just got like a clueless look on my face. I'm like, yeah, oh, that sounds good, right? Mm-hmm. The whole time he's been slowly pulling his zipper down. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And I would imagine that Harvey Weinstein's the kind of guy that does not wear underwear. He's freeballing it. Yeah, he paid the cost to be the boss. He does not have to put underwear. So he can feel that fucking Brooks Brothers 100% silk rubbing against his genitals. Yeah. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Right? Yeah. And he's like, maybe he showered that day, right? Maybe he smells like baby powder. Right? He probably smells good. I would imagine he doesn't stink. Right? Now, this is a powerful man. He's got connections. I wouldn't be just blowing some guy in a bus terminal. This would be Harvey Weinstein. This is the dream maker. This would be like if Dorothy sucked off the Wizard of Oz.
Damn.
All I'm saying out of all this, if I could do that to get where I need to be, I would rather take that route.
I believe that. I believe you 100%.
As you should.
Yeah, all day. I believe
Because I have been writing emails nonstop to the Weinstein Company. Like Mr. Weinstein, I 100%, I think what's happening to you is wrong.
I think motherfuckers go in that situation, they know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, what was it they was talking about? Eminem and Dre and all that. What's that white guy that owns that motherfucking
Rick Rubin?
No, that's not his name. What's his name? The white guy, man, that has the parties that's actually over Dre did the beats deal with him with Apple and shit. I can't remember his motherfucking name. But they said that nigga had parties and shit, and they had to come in there and suck the dick. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I believe part of it. You know what I'm saying? I bet there's a lot of motherfuckers that had to suck his dick. You know what I'm saying?
You know that R&B singer Tank?
No, I don't know that nigga.
All right. His name's Tank, and he's a big buff black dude. He goes shirtless, puts his hand down his pants while he sings. He did some interview recently where he said if a dude gives you head and you're a dude, that's not gay.
I seen that shit. Yeah, I seen that shit. Yeah, that's just that nigga that's just coming out speech.
Well, here's the thing.
If you in prison like for 20 years, you know what I'm saying? I guess I'll use that taboo shit. You know, I don't know. It might be a different set of rules, man. You know what I'm saying? If a nigga suck your dick, you know what I'm saying? But in 2019, nigga, if you coming out like that, nigga, just come on out there and say you like niggas sucking your dick. You know what I'm saying?
Well, all I'm saying on that is if somebody wants to suck your dick, they're gonna do a good job.
Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt that. I mean, that's been your motto since day one. You know what I'm saying?
Like, if you want to do something, you're gonna put all your all into it. And if that goddamn gets you your spot on the fucking Apple Podcast Top 100,
yeah,
then you're just gonna have to put that shit to the back of your mind, son.
You gotta say, man, if you want a motherfucking, if you want free publicity, man, you got to say racy shit, man. You got to say shit that confuses people and strikes emotion and nerve. If you want to go viral, you got to say some shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You got to do some shit. That's why niggas was eating Tide Pods. It's not because they wanted to eat fucking Tide Pods. It's because they wanted to become Insta famous. You know what I mean?
Exactly. People always learn, oh, kids today. No, here's the thing. They see a motherfucker out there, that fat bitch that put on the Chewbacca mask that laughs. She got, like, her and her family got free fucking scholarships to some college. Because she laughed in a Chewbacca mask. So don't fucking tell me you're wondering why somebody's eating a fucking Tide Pod.
Yeah, I don't know, nigga. Let's get rich. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm making as many TikTok videos as I possibly can.
I don't know what TikTok, nigga. I don't know nothing about TikTok, nigga. I seen that shit come across the phone a couple times, nigga, but I don't really fuck with it. I don't know nothing about it. You know what I mean?
No, you got to make a TikTok video.
I don't know, man. I don't just go on YouTube, nigga, and start teaching niggas how to cook crack and shit. You know what I mean? Not like that.
Do you know how to cook crack?
Crack. I mean, I've seen it in a movie a time or two.
I'm sure. Hold on. I'm gonna Google this.
They teach them on motherfucking YouTube like how a bunch of goofy ass white kids trying to be funny and shit, making like biscuit and flowers and shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it ain't my fault what their mama out doing. You heard me?
Oh, hold on. Science.howstuffworks.com. Manufacturing crack cocaine. Oh, hold on. Oh, okay. Step 1, dissolve the powder cocaine in hot water. Okay. Wait, really? Like, so you just dump the coke right in in water?
All you doing, man, when you cooking crack, man, all you doing is you bringing powder back to base. You know what I'm saying? So base is what came out the fucking jungle. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so you're taking
step
it from
2,
salt. There's something that'll burn. You know what I mean?
Step 2 is you add baking soda to the mixture. Do you bring it to a boil like rice?
Well, the baking soda, man, the baking soda just knocks the salt back. You know what I'm saying? That's what does the chemical reaction to bring it back to base.
Oh, boil this. Step 3 is boil the solution to separate out the solids.
You ain't really boiling too much shit, man. I mean, you bring it at a temp, you know what I mean? So however that comes back, because you don't want to boil your dope over, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Then you be in a bind.
Make sure that you want to serve your crack cocaine at temperature to avoid the risk of salmonella.
Yeah.
Step 4, cool the separated mixture and cut the solids into rocks.
Nigga, that could have sounded no whiter if the motherfucker would have rehearsed it.
It's quote unquote rocks. What do you want me to say? Chunks? Nuggets?
Yeah, see, they sell dope. They sell dope different up north than like we do back home, you know what I'm saying? I'm not we, they, like whoever they is, but up here they like weigh it and shit, like they call it just like coke weight, like grams and eighths and sixteenths and shit like that. But like down home, niggas cook circles, you know what I'm saying? They cut pieces, you know what I'm saying? And pieces are so much simpler, like if you know, between people, because in the dark, nobody has to worry about, you know, if they getting shit on their weight, you know what I'm saying? Niggas count pieces, you know what I'm saying? You got, you know, nicks, dimes, dubs, whatever, slabs, you know what I'm saying? And going up from there, but, you know, it's just simpler math to cut pieces in circles than it is to motherfucking try and say you're serving a nigga a fucking eighth of fucking base, nigga. I mean, that's dumb ass shit, nigga. Get the fuck on, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how niggas is still in business like that.
Well, this one has measurements. In a large metal spoon.
Oh, goddamn, nigga. That's motel room shit there, nigga.
Combine 1 gram of cocaine and a half gram of baking soda. And what? It says milk.
I don't know nothing about no milk, nigga.
Well, it says you can either use 2% or half and half.
That's some funny shit. I don't know, man. It is what it is.
Oh, see, this is way more instructions than just doing it like in a. Now, do you do it in like a regular boiling, like a regular pan?
No, what I would presume, like if I had to guess, I'd probably say niggas use like, you know, like a 250 beaker, like a 400 beaker, or 800 beaker. You know what I mean? Depending on the size of it, you don't drop. You know what I mean?
See, I don't know.
Some niggas that cook whole Pyrex pans. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas cook like the whole bitch. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know nothing about that, nigga. I ain't never watched no movie like that.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I would try to use copper cookware, but that's just me.
Yeah, I don't know. You can't really see through the copper, you know what I'm saying? Like you want to see your dope moving, you know what I mean?
Man, I'm going to save all these, and it's probably a good skill to lean back on.
I'm just saying, like, as a man, as a husband, as a father, you know what I'm saying, as an individual, you know, like, you need to know how to feed your family. I'm not condoning anything that may or may not be socially acceptable. I'm just simply saying that as a provider, you know, as many marketable skills as that you can possess, man, the more likely you are to succeed. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you got nothing else going on, teach a man how to fish, and he'll eat for the rest of his life. Tell him how to crack rock. You know, and he'll be Don Cartagena and like fucking.
He'll have niggas fishing for him.
It's gotta be such a dirty fucking. Have you ever done crack?
I don't know nothing about it, man. I watch a couple movies time to time, you know what I'm saying? But I don't really know nothing about nothing.
Your fucking probation officer doesn't listen to this. I'm just asking you, have you ever done crack?
Yeah, I don't know nothing about none of that, man. I told you I watch a lot of documentaries and shit like that, but that's kind of where my knowledge stops, you heard me?
I've done meth.
Yeah, I don't know nothing. They say that's just dangerous, man. I pulled up to this motherfucking house one time, and this nigga was cutting grass with scissors at 2 o'clock in the fucking morning, you know what I'm saying? And they had to school me, and this nigga was tweaked out. And he didn't want to wake the neighbors up with the lawnmower, so he was using scissors, you know what I'm saying? But he couldn't contain himself. He was too geek. Tweak. Geeking's on coke, tweaking's on fucking meth.
You're right. Well, I did meth from like a Friday to a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Because you can't just meth is like Ruffles potato chips. You can't just do one.
I don't know, man. Them motherfuckers, I see them boys, up on that shit, man. Them motherfuckers like rubber bands. Brain shut off 2 weeks ago. Body still going. The U.S. government, though, man, they created the motherfucking meth epidemic. You know what I'm saying? Like, when all them Adderalls and shit they gave the kids, and then them trying to kick in the door to crack houses and shit, and trying to shut down the cocaine. It was like, the bikers have been trying to get meth to take hold since like the 50s and 60s. And it never took, you know what I'm saying? But like the war on drugs, it created an avenue, it created a vehicle for, meth to become, super populated. It just overtook. It became an epidemic.
The crack?
Meth.
Yeah, but meth is easy. You can manufacture on the fly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. By them shutting down the dope houses and sending niggas to prison forever and a day over a little bit of coke and crack, the crack wasn't never an epidemic like they tried to portray it. You know what I mean? Reagan brought that shit in anyway. But them handing down these monster ass sentences, to prison, it created the avenue for meth, to come up. These white people realized they could make the shit at home in the bedroom, the shake and bake, the pseudoephedrine and shit. And then the Mexicans are like, oh, this shit's way cheaper, and we ain't got to fuck with the Colombians on the cocaine. We can buy 55-gallon drums of ephedrine and make it ourselves. And that's how that shit blowed up.
I don't know nothing about that.
I don't know. I just know that the world was a better place when coke and crack was the mainstream. You know what I'm saying, and not meth.
I think meth's been around forever, though.
Man. Yeah, but it wasn't. It never blew up. It was like this fringe drug. You know,
it was farm. It was farm league.
Yeah, it was just it was random in these little isolated pockets. Because a nigga that gets too coked up or, cracked up or whatever, he'll lock himself in a room. A nigga that gets on that motherfucking meth, them niggas turn into fucking zombies. They'll murder a whole neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder who would win in like a MMA fight between a cokehead or crackhead and a meth head.
Oh, a meth head, hands down.
You think?
Oh, all day.
I think we should take this.
Yeah.
I think we should take this to Twitter.
No, man. See, rock's more like an introvert drug, and meth's like an extrovert drug. You feel me? Huge difference.
I think they would both have they'd be running off survival instinct.
No, you ain't gonna stop it, dude. You can unload a 12 gauge into a chest of a meth head, dog, and until the fucking body finally collapses because it can't sustain electricity anymore, it's gonna keep coming.
I'm gonna put that shit on Twitter and see what happens.
Yeah. I'm just saying, the Japanese or whoever the fuck it was didn't give they kamikaze pilots motherfucking crack, nigga. They gave them fucking meth. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, I'm adding this to Twitter.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go to Los Angeles. They told me it's the city of angels and dreams can come true. You know what I'm saying?
It's the heartbeat of America right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down there and hang out at the donut house, nigga.
Randy's Donuts.
Yeah.
That big fucking donut.
Later, if I hang out there long enough, sooner or later I'd be in a movie. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody put your ass in a movie.
They would put me in a movie, nigga. You know what I mean?
They would. It'd be fucking a bestiality porn.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Cause niggas
I don't give a shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. Just cast my ass. Call me fucking Dick Strange.
Wow. They call me Tommy Dix, nigga.
Tommy Butts. Are you eating Tootsie Rolls?
Yeah, I'm fucking up a Reese's from Halloween. You heard me?
Oof. Make sure there ain't no fucking edibles in that thing.
That's the biggest fucking crock of fucking right-wing church propaganda I ever heard in my life.
I don't know, because I know a lot of people that home make edibles, and it doesn't cost them a dime.
Yeah, niggas ain't giving up. I mean, they might share like some edibles with their friends and shit. And ain't nobody going to intentionally be out here fucking up kids with their weed, man.
They might be.
No. Right. I don't know why you let your kids dress up like motherfucking hoodlums, nigga, and go to strange people's houses begging for candy anyway.
My kids didn't even say trick or treat. They just fucking walked up all expectantly, held that bag out. They're like, "Pay me."
My kids are older now, but we ain't let them trick or treat in a long time. There's too many pedophiles in the world, nigga.
Oh, there's only a couple.
A couple in every family.
Ever since Epstein suicided himself, they've fallen back in the works.
Yeah, them niggas is stupid, man. All them niggas was plugged in with that nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, you know, had this nigga been, you know, somebody of poor stature, some poor whites, some poor blacks, some Mexicans or something, they'd have hit them niggas with conspiracy, dog, and over a sack of weed and arrested like 30 motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? This rich ass nigga, he got the dirt on everybody, and they off that nigga, and everybody quit talking about it. I mean, that's the craziest shit ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what gets me about these dumb ass niggas that shoot up like Walmarts and shit. Like, bitch, nigga, you got these big ass, rich ass niggas out here snatching kids, nigga, trading them internationally and shit, and you want to go shoot up some brown people at a fucking Walmart, nigga? What the fuck's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you gonna do dirt, nigga, do some dirt that's worthwhile. At least when you go meet Jesus and God, you can be like, nigga, I was cleaning the earth. You know what I'm saying? Not like, I didn't like brown people. I mean, what the fuck kind of shit is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go murk a whole motherfucking sex cult, nigga, like, you know, maybe then you can at least, you know, hang out in heaven for a day or two. You know what I'm saying?
I think white people get shot too, don't they?
Yeah, man, because they were fucking the brown people. You know what I'm saying?
They were fucking the brown people. Jesus Christ. You know, this is gonna be like, we're not gonna be able to record for at least another 2 weeks. Or at least another week.
We'll be alright, man. Man, you go hit a motherfucking goddamn McDonald's up, nigga, and get on that free Wi-Fi.
What do you think? Yeah. Or a Starbucks, I'll be in LA.
Starbucks, hey, no, nigga, the podcast is too risque, nigga. The podcast from a motherfucking Starbucks.
That'd be fucking funny. Just set the podcast up at a goddamn coffee cafe.
That'd be funny as fuck, nigga. We could probably do that. Like, I ought to come out there, nigga. How many rooms you got? You got enough room? Put me in the garage.
No, there's too many snakes out here. And then, like, be sitting at a cafe, like a Starbucks and shit, and you're like, yeah, so anyways, I'd suck Weinstein's dick. Hey, dude, I'm recording. Get away from me. I don't care. I don't care if I'm being loud. Get away.
Yeah.
Be like, ladies and gentlemen, here's fucking Herman, the barista, trying to give me shit. Why don't you go fucking kick rocks?
Yeah, hang around a little while. You learn how to cook rock.
I'm going to share that link on the Repeat Offender Podcast Facebook page. You can also check it out on Twitter.
Yeah, you got to, man. You got to. Yeah, we got to get that, man. We got to get that on the feedback. You know what I'm saying?
Also, be sure to check out the Repeat Offender Twitter to answer the question, who would win in an MMA fight, a crackhead or a meth head? Give us your reasonings why, too. Put a little science behind that.
Yeah, we need to understand the logic behind it.
I don't know, man. Just historically, from what I've seen, crackheads, I think a crackhead be dancing all around that meth head.
No, man. No, nigga. The motherfucking meth head's gonna chew that nigga's throat out, dog.
Okay.
Shut the fuck up. He probably gonna dig him with a welding rod. You know what I'm saying?
Here we go.
Welders be geeked out. You know what I'm saying?
Here we go. A meth head versus a crackhead. And there's some gold-plated jewelry in the middle of the octagon.
Yeah, the crackhead's gonna be distracted by the jewelry, and the meth head ain't really gonna give a fuck.
I think they're both gonna look at it as something they could pawn for crack or meth money.
No, one of them's gonna be too paranoid thinking it's a setup.
Or if there's a belt that has just a little bit of gold in it that they can fight for.
This nigga crazy. All right, nigga, I gotta go ahead and do some shit, nigga. You need to thank our sponsors.
Well, thank you to the Trump 2020 campaign. Shout out to The View.
Yeah, keep America great, nigga.
Keep America great. I like how he said make America great with no decision whatsoever. Like, keep America great. And everybody's like, wait, everybody's been pissed and fighting for 3 years. What are you talking about?
Yeah, man. It's only
Shout out to Paul Olive.
Goddamn $60 billion fucking trying to impeach this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, get the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too late to try to impeach this nigga. They trying to do it now to try and win the election, nigga. Like, trying to steal that shit. Like, niggas quit putting party before country, nigga, and get real. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only thing that Trump could do right now, really, not even from the fact that the president don't even really matter too much, is he could write an executive order to legalize weed and cut the throats of every one of them niggas, man.
But he ain't gonna. That is, at this point, it's just, it's pretty. He ain't gonna do it.
No, but he could.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that they're doing the impeachment just because of the election coming up. We've never before in the history of anything seen anybody ramp up anything because of an election. It's clearly.
It's clearly a waste of time, and these motherfuckers are not doing what they're in Washington to do for our country. It's window dressing to keep us distracted, because as we all know, that right and left, they're two wings of the same fucking bird, nigga, and it don't really matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, they all do the same shit because Congress are the fucking same.
I was thinking about something about Trump, and what he is. He's that professional athlete that's like beating his kid with a switch, who's got a dogfighting ring, who's beating women, who's doing drugs, who's killing people in a nightclub, but nobody cares because he's winning their team a championship.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
And that's such a dangerous place to be, but I mean, fuck it. Welcome to America.
Nigga, it's been that way for a long time. Trump didn't create this. The nigga just he made use of it.
Well, it's funny you say that. He's doing the same things. He's making the same unethical, immoral decisions that other people have bastardized. It's got to stop somewhere. And unfortunately, it's gonna have to stop with somebody's favorite team. And that's why nothing ever happens.
It's going to come to a collapse, man. Like, you can't have motherfuckers out here screaming 100% renewable energies, nigga, by 2025, putting, electric companies and gas companies out of business and be running around with a fucking iPhone. Nigga, you can't do it. Nigga, that's not the way it works.
I don't think anybody's going to be putting any of those people out of business.
No, these motherfuckers will wind up Epstein. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think the oil company is going to let anyone in office is going to put them out of business, nigga? They will Epstein them niggas.
I don't even think it's that. I think there's enough room for all of it.
Yeah, well, we got the technology, but, your people are scared of nuclear. Nuclear is the most logical fucking thing that could ever
But I don't think they're scared of nuclear either.
The hydrogen technology. They're scared of, everybody's afraid of nuclear. All these little fucking Greenpeace motherfuckers running around scared of nuclear. It's like you're dumbass, you know what I'm saying? Like, the problem with nuclear energy is that they built reactors based on World War II technology. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you ever use weapons grade? There's no need to use weapons grade. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking stupid as fuck.
And what about Hillary selling uranium to the Russians? Anyways.
Well, she's a fucking evil cunt anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, they should probably, she I don't know, she probably fucks bulls and shit. She probably gets fucked by horses and shit, you know what I'm saying? Because ain't nothing else gonna run up in that old pussy.
Yeah, I'm going to start calling her Frozen because people can't let it go.
No, well, because she's an evil bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, this woman right here set back women's rights more and representation more than anybody I know. But what do you expect, man? Ruling the country and shit is not an easy job, nigga. You're not gonna make everybody happy. Sometimes, being a husband, being a leader, being a father, you gotta make tough decisions, nigga. Sometimes the kids are gonna be upset, but you're doing it because the lights have got to stay on.
Or just because you like your name in the history books.
Yeah. All right, that's what's up. Hell yeah.
All right, so thanks for listening to the Repeat Offender Podcast. The next time you'll be hearing my sexy, pretty voice, it will be in a warmer, more heavily polluted climate. Thanks, Michigan, for everything. Shout out to you two-faced, backwards, knuckle-dragging people. And remember, no matter what happens, even if you're in a Midtown Manhattan federal lockup and the cameras stop working, never go quietly. Peace.